Rooftop decks are probably one of the most risky building conditions that we consult on and are a favorite of architects and clients alike. If you're a builder or a roofer, you probably hate these things because of the risks associated with leaks, condensation, foot traffic, attaching railing systems, and all the other stuff that goes along with the complexities of these systems. However, there's one huge problem that we see all the time when it comes to a walkable rooftop deck or terrace that's seldom accounted for by architects and designers, and we catch this error frequently when we redline architectural plan sets before they're submitted for permits or construction documents, and that's the fact that no one ever takes into account the thickness of the roof assembly components relative to the elevation of the finished floor. Now, you might be thinking, what you talking about, Willis? Rooftop deck assemblies are essentially flat roofs that you can walk on. Flat roof assemblies are designed in a very specific way to manage drainage, water intrusion, wind uplift, condensation, and general weathering and exposure. They need to be designed as unvented assemblies with exterior insulation to manage condensation by warming up the condensing surface of the sheathing or structural decking, and that exterior insulation also should be part of a tapered insulation system to provide a slope to the roof assembly. Remember, flat roofs are never actually flat. They have a slight slope of 1/4 inch per foot to drain water off of the roof, or at least they should. Now, between the buildup of the rigid insulation and the tapered insulation, as well as the thickness of the pavers or decking system that you're using, and the total length of that roof from the top of the slope to the bottom of the slope, this can add some substantial thickness to the roof assembly. And what we end up seeing is that the buildup of those components has a tendency to throw off the elevation of the door thresholds. Think about it, if you've designed the surface of the rooftop deck to be flush or close to flush with the interior finished floor so that you have a nice uniform transition, if you didn't take into account the thickness of the buildup below and the slope of the roof, then that buildup will impede on the ceiling height of the rooms below, as well as the structural system holding up the roof structure. Now, we need to have a dropped ceiling at these locations to accommodate that added buildup. Ask me how many times I've seen this happen. On the other end of that spectrum, if the roof structure was designed so that the sheathing or structural deck is flush with the interior subflooring, then that means that the buildup of roof assembly components will push the finished surface of the rooftop terrace above the level of the interior finished floor, which is generally a big no-no from a water management perspective, unless you don't mind having a step up or a landing to get to the door threshold from the interior side. We see this a lot of times on retrofits or additions in which the design professional hasn't accounted for the assembly buildup, and then we have to break the bad news that they need to redesign the roof and their ceiling heights. Sometimes the structural system can be modified to accommodate the thickness of the buildup without negatively impacting the finished floor elevations, but this is still a major disruption in the design process if this hasn't been considered. Now, in a pinch, you can use closed cell spray foam on the underside of the roof deck to provide some condensation control, provided that you have a means of sloping that roof surface above to a roof drain or gutter system, but it's generally a last resort, as we have seen spray foam fail in these scenarios, especially if the foam cracks from building movement. However, it is a viable strategy if you have a little bit of tapered, rigid insulation above. As you get into colder and colder climates, the thickness of that buildup becomes a lot more substantial because we need more insulation outboard to control condensation, and so if you're building a rooftop deck in places like upstate New York or Maine, you need at least 50% or 60% of the total R value of the roof assembly installed as outboard insulation. If you need an R60 roof, you need at least R30 to be installed as exterior insulation, which is something like 5 inches of polyiso, and that's not even including the thickness of the buildup of the tapered insulation above it. Some people don't want to use polyiso and would rather use rock wool instead for their rooftop deck assembly, which has a lower R value per inch, meaning that you need more insulation to achieve the minimum condensation control ratios, which means you'll have a thicker roof buildup. If you want to do a green roof with a walkable rooftop terrace, this will also have a substantial impact on the buildup of components and the assembly design. Green roofs need to be designed as protected membrane roof assemblies, also known as inverted membrane roof assemblies, in which all the insulation is installed outboard of the roof membrane to protect it from the damaging effects of water, heat, and ultraviolet light, as well as mechanical damage from foot traffic and maintenance. These roof assemblies have to use a specific buildup of components with a specific type of insulation and with specific drainage and water retention layers relative to the growing medium and vegetation. There are a lot of design considerations when it comes to these systems, and you can't just throw them onto a roof assembly and hope it's going to work out without careful planning of the assembly components, the thickness of those components, and the drainage runs on the roof, which ultimately dictate how much depth must be accommodated by that roof relative to the door thresholds. Guys, if you found this video helpful, make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more weekly building science videos, and head over to our website at asiri-designs.com where we have over 150 free building science articles that cover a wide range of topics. Links will be in the description below. For now, good luck with your projects. Cheers.